Alright, true believers, welcome back to another episode of My Gaming Diary on the Rounding Off Infinity series on Twitch, on my channel, Gascles. So my name is Gascles Stamos from GearWorks.com, and tonight I am basically running a short order test on the HD PVR 60. So I've been troubleshooting this a great deal today. The PVR 60 is not really measuring up to what I need it to be. Mainly
destroy them all, my apprentice. As you wish, master. Advance and leave no one alive.
mainly because of some capability limitations and some things that do not operate as I would want them to.
Only now do you realize your mistake.
Oh.
I have you now.
So it's, so I bought this game back in 2015, and oh, the shield runs out. I didn't know that. Where'd that guy go? Oh, here we go.
Join us or die. Distance will not protect you.
Hold fire. Check your blasters. Just above you, on the ledge.
So let's quickly run down the hardware that's at play tonight. So like I said, I'm running a test on the HD PVR 60, so I'm not even going to bother announcing this on Twitter.
This will cut you down.
They're all down. Blast doors opening. Get ready.
And I'm using Star Wars Battlefront, the OG, to test it. Oh, that guy hit. You trying to roadie run me?
They're trying to counterattack. Hold position.
Move out. Destroy.
Maintain fire. Don't let those reinforcements through.
Sorry, I'm getting a little enthralled by the game, so I'm not paying as much attention.
Witness the power of the Force. Struggling is useless.
Yeah.
Fatal. Is your undoing. Hold to me.
So like I said, so I'm playing on my primary gaming PC tonight. That's uses a hexa-core AMD FX processor with 32 gigabytes of RAM and 2 GeForce GTX 1070s and SLI. Now, of course, the thing that really bugs me about this game is it's not SLI enabled. So those one of those cards is just sitting in there latent, doing nothing right now. It might be running the PhysX engine. Maybe. So I guess that is something. I'm playing Battlefront because all the DLC just recently went free. So one of my objectives, the way I'm going to be playing through it and participating and enjoying it after having it for a year and a half to 2 years and not playing more than anything but like the first 2 training missions. Is I'm going to play through all the solo missions, all the solo skirmishes, all that stuff, go back and replay them co-op, try and find a partner online, and then I'll get into the multiplayer. So I'm playing on desktop 1 tonight. I am using the HD PVR60 to do the game capture. The problems I've been having with the HD PVR60, and if you're just joining the live stream or if anybody's wondering about it, check it out. Again, this is a test tonight, so there may be some technical problems here and there. I'm really right now checking the video stream primarily because the first time that I streamed, just as a demo, I saw some artifacting at the top of the screen, just a bunch of armoire of large pixel blocks in a myriad of colors. But there's a few problems I've been having with the HD PVR60. First of all, I couldn't rig it to stream to my YouTube channel. It showed up, it logged into my YouTube account and I gave it permission, but then it said it lists YouTube as the streaming service, and then it has a drop down for a bunch of channels, and the channels are all weird things like there's 6 instances of a channel called Desktop on it, and then 2 old podcasts episodes that I streamed like 6 months ago, and then an episode of Grid that I streamed, and like one other one. None of those, selecting any of those doesn't result in it actually streaming to my YouTube channel. It just appears as offline the whole time. And then for the longest time, I thought that the microphone was not working in live streaming. It looked like it only worked in capture. For some reason, when you're in the Stream Ease tab in Hoppage Capture, which is the proprietary software that Hoppage, that's compatible with the PVR60, because OBS doesn't fully support the PVR60 yet. For whatever reason, when you're in the Stream Ease tab, none of the audio actually comes out on the PC until you start the live stream. So you can't really do any pre-flight checks, and then even when you do, the microphone doesn't come out on your desktop. It only comes out in the live stream. So it took me several iterations of trial and error to determine that that's what was going on. And then in live streaming, it came up and streamed once, but it was slow at 6 megabits per second. So right now I've cranked it down to like 3.12 megabits per second or something like that. And it's still been inconsistent. It came up one time, then the second time I started a live stream, all it was streaming was like a blank green screen. And like I said, I had the artifacting the first time, so it seemed like it came up now. I'm not actively looking at the live stream on my iPad because I don't want that hitting my bandwidth right now. But as far as I can tell, in fact, I'm going to pop over and look at it again real quick. Okay, so it seems like it came up now. I'm not actively looking at the live stream on my iPad because I don't want that hitting my bandwidth right now. So it looks like it's still streaming out fine. But yeah, just a few problems. I do have it. I'm obviously up on Twitch now, so at least it will support that. So I did kind of test playing the game today and had to reconfigure the controls for the air vehicles to my liking, mainly taking off the y-axis and inversion of the y-axis. Well, I do prefer an inverted y-axis. So I guess left button. That didn't appear to. So for some reason, this is not locking them up. I seem to almost have that one down. There we go. First walker down. Now this one I'm gonna try and harpoon, I guess. Go! Well, that seems to be a classic way to take down Imperials, is to commit suicide right into them. It's also not. So I don't understand what. Oh! Okay, so the left button, I guess, is like a sprint button. These things are horrible. Where's the bad guy? Okay. Starting to get the hang of it.
Great shot.
Yeah, I guess there's some bad guys over here that I missed. Yeah, there's some walkers.
Good job taking down that ATSD.
Prepare transport ship for evacuation.
That's the last of them.
Yeah, I don't know why this thing only has manual targeting. Yeah, I figured out that in the X-Wings. I never realized, which is one of my turn-offs from the first time I ran through this, that you have to pull the left trigger and hold it.
Transport is away.
An Imperial AT-AT, take it
How am I
out.
supposed to take this thing out?
Use your tow cable to take the AT-AT down. That armor is too strong for blasters.
Go! One-shot kill. You told me about the armor. You didn't tell me about the one-shot kill ion blasters. I do love how the air brakes are articulated. Yeah, it tells you to hit the Y button, but it has no indication.
Imperial Walker is in range to fire. Take it down.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Don't let them fire on our power generator.
Well then, what do I have to do to get this?
Come around for another pass.
Great.
ATST is within range of our generator.
I'm forgetting that,
Use the harpoon. That didn't do it. Protect the power generator.
okay, so. This thing. It won't pull an Melman.
Shoot the harpoon. Walker is about to fire on our power generator.
Yeah!
You'll need to try again.
on, Dak.
Not quite. Try again. Don't let that ATST hit our
I'll
power
figure it out eventually.
Use the tow cable harpoon. Let's give that another shot.
I thought I'm going too fast.
Power generator is low on power. Hit that walker with your harpoon. Come around for another pass.
I did not get what it is I'm doing wrong.
We are taking heavy damage to
I'm
our
trying.
shields. It's critical you slow down the Imperial advance.
Okay.
One more pass.
Ah. Alright, we'll give that another shot. So that's the story on the PVR-60. For the voiceover commentary, I am using the Samsung Go mic tonight. And then I'm not using a webcam because I've been using the Contour Roam 3 for content creation this week, which doesn't have a way for me to set up a live feed to a PC. I can only record offline, so it's not really useful for streaming.
The evacuation is underway. Protect the power generator at all costs until all transport ships are away. May the Force be with you. ATST walkers dead ahead.
So I have the in-game music disabled because it is most likely copyrighted. And I always port my Twitch streams over to YouTube. Oh,
Great shot.
hell, what did that? Blast it. I really wish I could lock onto these things like the X-Wings can.
You're about to blast our power generator.
That's just the first two ATSTs down. And there are the next two.
Good job
Yeah.
taking down that ATST.
Okay. The laser cannons on this are also single fire, so... Oh no, they do. They will... Oh. That makes a difference. I wonder if this is one of these things where they do actually lock on, but it doesn't really give you a good visual cue. Nope, that is not the case. Ah! And to get the in-game audio into my headphones so that it doesn't bleed over.
Blast it. We've lost another speeder.
Transport ship, prepare for takeoff.
That's the last of them.
What I'm doing is I'm taking 3.5mm jack audio output feed from my front panel headphone connector, just using a straight 3.5mm cable into an RCA cable that I have with a female 3.5mm jack that splits it out into left and right channel RCA inputs into my
Get out. Use your
Behringer Xenix 302 USB hardware mixer.
That armor is too strong for blasters.
So that's another problem, a big problem I had to troubleshoot today.
Use the harpoon. One more pass.
Why does the cable keep
Come
breaking?
around for another pass. Shoot the harpoon. That didn't do it. You'll need to try again.
Yeah, I really just don't get what I'm doing wrong here.
Use the
Is it because I'm too
Imperial Walker is in range to fire. Take it down.
blasted?
Not quite. Try again. Don't let them fire on our power generator. Stay focused. Let's get
I wonder. Okay.
ATST is within range of our generator. Hit that walker with your harpoon.
Yep. Okay. All right. I got it now. So it's saying, telling you that your right stick needs to stay inside this bubble here, in between the blue markers and R. Nice.
Protect the power generator. Great flying.
Okay, so now I'm waiting for some more red markers to show up and tell me where the bad guys are. There we go.
Walkers making their attack approach.
Alright, now we got it, Barubies. So I'm like Donkey Kong now. Don't shoot, don't shoot.
Use your harpoon.
Yeah, it's about to be takedown Palooza on this mission now.
Keep it up.
No, no.
Detach the cable. AT-AT confirmed destroyed.
I'm on this one. So once you do get the hang of this game, I will say it does have
Transport will soon commence evacuation.
it does have a Star Wars like feel to it. But it's got some really weird tutorials in its effort to try and tell you how you're supposed to play the game. I'm sure reading and digging into it online would help, but that's just not what I do.
Last one of the walkers are down.
Great. And I think that's all the hardware that I haven't played tonight. So I'm about to have to jump off once this mission is over and
Transport has made it through.
what do we do now? Oh, what is all that? Ah, great. There you go.
Hit it with the harpoon.
I know, damage makes it hard to get the cable kill. Come on.
Detach the
Yeah. Great. There's another AT-AT over here.
You did it!
Come on, come on. No. No.
Come around for another pass.
Ah, come on. Alright, let's go for this right-hand AT-AT. What I need to do is I need to get in and take out.
Use the harpoon.
I will, but I need to take out some of these scout walkers that are running escort. Ouch. I also don't really like the tightness that it has on the, Okay, here we go.
Shoot the harpoon.
It should be easier without scout walkers haranguing me.
Stay focused.
I am. Almost. There we go.
Use the tow cable harpoon. Great work. AT-AT is destroyed.
Really?
Hit that walker with your harpoon.
Ah. Collision detection is tight on this. Alright, this is gonna have to be my last life that I use, because I'm gonna get on to record E2KG and 30 here. Where's that guy? Alright, now I gotta go for the walker.
Walkers are within blast range of the power
Yeah, I
generator.
thought. Okay, that's the guy. Yeah.
AT-AT is about to open fire on our generator. Take it out.
Trying to get to him.
Nice work. We've got multiple enemy walkers preparing to fire on the generator.
Report that ATST destroyed. There's another one. Yeah, I wouldn't nosedive hard enough. Still won't nosedive hard enough. I gotta get further on the deck.
Great. That was the last one.
Nice way to wrap up the test run. Yeah, so I had to do a workaround for the audio to get it to work. The audio output on the back of my LG 27-inch 4K monitor is not working. I've just given up on it. Something went wrong bad with the analog output. But what I had to do, fortunately, there's a Windows workaround. But it was unpleasant to figure it out and then to get it to work. So, but what you can do is you can take an audio output. So I set my audio output to be the Realtek audio card, which is what my front panel is connected to. Use that as the default output source, and then what I did was I set a so Windows 10, nicely enough, has a virtual audio channel in it. The stereo mix is what shows up on my PC, so I set that as my recording device, and then I set that recording device to route the audio that it was recording from the stereo mix to my HDMI output. So that virtually takes it from the sound card output that's coming out to my mixer and also routes it over to my HDMI connection. And then obviously the hoppage, like most video capture cards, has an HDMI pass-through where it intercepts the input cable and uses that to record, but then also passes it through to the monitor. So that's how I wound up having to get the in-game audio to the hoppage in order to have it record along with the video. So that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for joining in tonight. If you happen to stop by, or if you happen to check this video out on YouTube in the archive version. So one thing I will say about the hoppage, I don't know how to pronounce it. They're French. Is that I have been really impressed with the video quality output that I get. So maybe that will make up a little bit. It does look better than a lot of my other video capture cards. I've tested about somewhere between 8 to 10 cards. I think about 8. So that might be a compensating factor for anybody who's considering buying this device. Is that if your priority is the quality of the video output, then it does look great for that. You got to do some kind of janky workarounds, but once you have it working, you should at least be able to stream to Twitch. And then it does local video capture perfectly fine at about 16 megabits per second max, which is a bit unfortunate. That's the max, because you could definitely crank it up higher with video capture cards via OBS, and most of them will do more than that in their with their proprietary software that the vendors usually post for download along with them. So that's going to do it for the test run tonight. Once again, my name has been Ghastly Samus from GearWorks.com with the My Gaming Diary series on the Rounding Off Infinity channel on YouTube, or the Rounding Off Infinity series on Twitch. So thanks so much for joining in. That's going to do it for me. I'm out of here. Oh, and join us for E2KG N30 on the E2KG channel on YouTube, where we have 2 gaming shows per week. Right now we're about to do our E2KG N30 series, which is our short order format news show where we try and cover 6 to 9 of the week's biggest or most interesting news stories in the gaming industry, and we try and get you happily on your way in 30 minutes or less. That's going to be it, so I'm out.